Hey guys, today in New York I'm talking to Jeff about men. Jeff is #1 with his artistic view of how facial can be customized and performed and how it can be recorded. Each and every single video that you create is the piece of art. Seriously, I love it all. First off, check out his account. Second, tell me why you found it so interesting to do specifically men's facial.
Well, with men, it's just so easy to educate them, because most men don't really know much about skincare. Coming from obviously growing up, I know exactly my experience. I just was never really invited into the skincare world.
Yeah.
So a lot of men had that same experience. So I love just getting them in my treatment room, educating them, and like when they realize how skincare is important is really what makes it so rewarding for me, and seeing results, especially when they come back, and they tell their friends about it. I think the rewarding part is really being able to just grow or just get more men to do skincare, because it's such an untapped market, and I feel like it's such a huge opportunity for the industry to really tap into it.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, can you give us 3 secrets or 3 tips? Let's do 3 tips in the specification of men's skincare, because it's different. So would you say 3 most important tips to implement if we are trying to treat men?
So first thing is simplification of your home care. The men, if it takes longer than 30 seconds, they want to know if there's a really good reason for that. So, the basic thing is really cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen is all you want to give them. Everything else is extra credit. Second thing is that men, they want to come in for results. They don't want to come in for self-care. They don't want to come in for the spa experience. They want to come in knowing that what they're doing has an actual purpose for their skin. Third of all is that men are going to be the most loyal clients out there. Once you educate them and they learn something from you, they're going to keep coming back, because men are very curious and they want to really learn about skin. It's not about, I don't think guys hate skincare. I just think that they hate that they're doing it wrong.
This is so interesting. It's completely different perspective.
Exactly.
Okay, what about technique? Because I keep getting questions about the beard treatment. So for example, when you want to do exfoliation over the beard and they don't want to shave, obviously, what are your to-go tips?
Well, for me, my go-to tools is you have to really get in there, right? You have to get in the skin underneath. So I love to use my HydroDiamond technology, because you have these things that can actually go underneath. What you really want to focus on is there's so much buildup underneath the scalp, so you want to focus on that. You don't want to just you don't want to just cleanse the hair. You want to make sure that you're actually really targeting skin, because that's what we do. We're not hairstylists, so we're not touching hair.
And not barbers,
so you want to
right?
just go in there. You can use a skin scrubber to really get in there. I like to use salicylic acid, which is, we have a Salic Pure. I love that serum, and it really targets the skin underneath, and it helps just dissolve any built up oil, any kind of debris in there. So that's my...
I was going to ask you the go-to serums, because choosing between among the HydroDerm that we have, salicylic, lactic, or glycolic, which one would you use for different skin types?
So it's also, again, really dependent on the client. Sometimes you can mix them depending on who you're targeting. With most men, I use the HydroClear most of the time. The lactic acid, just because most men, especially if they've never had any skincare or if they've never had any treatments, a lot of them have very, very terrible skin barrier. So they're not wearing any skin products. They're not consistent. So that HydroClear is really gentle and also hydrating. So it sets up the rest of the facial for me. It gives me a really good base to really treat what's going on my client.
Okay. Last question. How the direction of motion over the beard, the way how hair grows, or opposite?
it doesn't matter.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like the
Honestly,
answer.
whatever you're comfortable
Yeah.
with, you can go. I do both ways. You know,
Okay.
like when I see men, sometimes I'll go downwards or sometimes I'll go upwards, just depending on how I feel about the skin. You know, so it really is up to you.
So
know?
it's not like painful for them to do
Yeah.
it.
So when I'm doing the HydroDiamond, you know, you still want to do crisscross.
Yeah.
But you know, it really matters. That matters more than the direction of your treatment.
That's awesome. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're the best as always.
Oh,